With interest rates continuing to rise, the APYs for high yield savings accounts are going up as well. So I wanted to go over some of the best high yield savings accounts as of right now, with one of them paying an APY of over 5%. And these are some of my favorite savings accounts that I actually use to build up my own cash pile, and one of them pays me just under $100 a month in interest payments. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. So this first online savings account is PNC Bank with a current APY of 4.65%. But one thing to note here is that the yield only applies if you're living in certain areas. As you can see here, it says only available in eligible markets. So you either have to be living in an area that is close to one of the local branches or in an area in the country that is approved by PNC Bank. And I believe it's around 33 out of the 50 states. But you can check and see if your location is approved by going to check rates on the website, then you'll type in your zip code. There's no minimum deposit and no minimum account balance required, so as long as you're approved, you can start earning that 4.65% APY with whatever amount you want to start with. And that 4.65% APY is pretty nice, but it's not quite as high as CIT Bank's high yield savings account at 4.95%. Now for this specific savings account, in order to get that 4.95% APY, you will need to have at least $5,000 in the account and a minimum of $100 to start out with. But if you aren't able to keep that $5,000 balance, there's a different high yield savings account called the Savings Connect account that has an APY of 4.6%, so not too far off the other one, and that one only requires a $100 minimum deposit. So you have two different options there depending on how much you're willing and able to keep saved at a time. Another high yield savings account worth looking at is the Citizens Access Savings Account with a current APY of 4.5%. So this is only an online savings account. There isn't a checking account that comes with it, but there is a mobile app and it's really simple to use. So if you wanted to, you could open an account today in less than 5 minutes. This next one has one of the highest APYs out of really any high yield savings account around. It's the Western Alliance Bank savings account, and this one is set up a little differently than most. The bank uses a software platform called Raisin to manage some of the bank's products. According to the website, Western Alliance Bank uses the secure Raisin platform to offer savings products to savers nationwide. And the platform manages all aspects of the products offered by Western Alliance Bank, including a customer's deposits and withdrawals. In simple terms, Raisin provides you exclusive access to a special selection of Western Alliance Bank products. What's great about this account is that there's no cap to how much you can earn from that super high APY. So depending on how rich you are, you could put $100,000 into this account and earn over $5,000 per year or $400 a month just in interest payments. If you have an iPhone, number 5 might be one to consider because it's Apple's high yield savings account that was just introduced fairly recently. And I have covered this account before on my channel, so if you want a little more in-depth review of the Apple savings account, feel free to check out that video on my channel. So this account is currently paying a 4.15% APY, which is obviously a lot lower of an APY than some of these other accounts. And one thing with this account too is that in order to have access to the high yield savings account, you have to be an Apple Card user. But what's cool is when you get cash back from your Apple Card purchases, it gets put directly into the Apple savings account and immediately starts earning interest. And you don't actually have to use the Apple Card either. If you wanted to, you could transfer funds from a different account into the Apple savings account and start earning interest that way. So really up to you to decide whether or not you think the Apple savings account is worth it, and it might be something to consider if you enjoy Apple products anyway. This last one is currently paying a 4.3% APY. It's called the Sofi Checking and Savings Account. I've also talked about this one before as well, but I wanted to mention it again because it's still offering a $250 bonus when you sign up for direct deposit. And to get the full $250 bonus, you'd need to deposit $5,000 or more, but you can get $50 as a bonus when you deposit anything less than $5,000 but more than $1,000. You can also get a $10 bonus when you sign up for the credit score monitoring tool that Sofi has. So these are just a few different high yield savings accounts that I believe are currently some of the best around. And keep in mind too that the APY on each of these accounts can change. They typically don't stay at those rates forever. But let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on each of these accounts and whether or not you would use them to build and grow your savings. And I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.